Hello, I'm Laura McCracken. I am here in Berlin at Merchant Payment Ecosystems in the lovely Marlene Dietrich bar. And I've been then having the great pleasure over the last 3 days of spending time with the movers and shakers of the payments and the fintech industry to help me to dispel a few common myths. And I'm just going to share with you, as a little bit of a teaser, the top 10 myths that we came up with. Number 10, social commerce and marketplaces are only for B2B businesses. Number 9, marketplaces are killing online stores. Number 8, German consumers prefer using cash over cards. Well, we all know that's true. Number 7, open banking will never be adopted by merchants. Number 6, European consumers will never adopt wallets as they have in the Nordics. Number 5, no use case for digital currencies exists in Europe. Number 4, the metaverse is all hype. Number 3, European consumers will never embrace super apps. Number 2, social commerce will never take off in Europe. And number 1, my favorite, payments are boring. So those are the top 10 myths. And in order to find out the answers to them, you're going to have to actually watch the videos with some of our favorite speakers and leaders in the payments industry that I've been interviewing over the last 3 days. So watch this space and you'll see them. But I'd first like to give you my take on that last myth. Payments are boring. And that is an unequivocal false from my perspective. Now, I've been in the payments industry for 30 years. And I can tell you that I've seen, a big change. Back in the 90s, there were only a few big players and they were always kind of just fighting over market share. So it was boring back then in the 90s. But then there's been a big shift, in terms of commerce. You've seen payments change with commerce as you went from physical retail stores where you had point of sale into e-commerce companies where you had online marketplaces. Marketplaces, which were really like Alibaba or Amazon Marketplace, which really changed the games in terms of pay or sellouts and sellers selling to each other on the marketplace. Then social commerce through social media channels, super apps, and now we're moving into even the metaverse. So with commerce, payments have been trying to keep up. That's been one big change. The second massive change has been the rails of payments. It used to be just the network or the card scheme rails, but now we also have the banking rails through open banking. We have blockchain rails on the emergence. So there are 3 types of rails these days: card scheme, banking, and blockchain. And lastly, the regulators have really been making a move into creating more competition in payments. And so you have all these emerging new players, the fintechs, coming onto the fray. And what I'm seeing is the incumbents, rather than fighting the change, they're actually embracing it. So they're collaborating and spending time with these new entrants and trying to find new ways of working together, which is creating a massive innovation. But it's anything but boring because all of the players are coming together to form new business models and create new things for the customer. That's why I love coming to this conference every year. Merchant Payment Ecosystems, thank you for inviting me and letting me do your top 10 myths.